Today's podcast is sponsored by Microsoft's new podcast, Security Unlocked, linked down in the description below, or you can go to that link right there, where he's still there.
Here. Somewhere.
Yeah. Well, what?
Nope. It's too early.
If you've just logged into the First Ring Daily Zoo, you can see the chimps behind the glass.
Right.
Who are trying to figure out how do mirrors work. Well, it's mid-December.
Is it? Yeah, I guess it is.
And if you woke up today and you couldn't log into your Google services, it wasn't you.
Actually, I did experience this.
Yep, me too.
I was making coffee. I looked down at the smart screen. Instead of a delightful picture for my children or something, there was a picture of it was like a drawing of something. And I'm like, what the hell is that?
Is it my
So I
pig?
kind of flipped on it to see the next one. It was a painting or a photo or something. And I'm like, huh. So I'm like, this must have reset during the night, like whatever. So I went and read the paper and then I went over to Google News and it's like, you can't sign in. And I'm like, huh. So then I went to the computer and sure enough.
Yeah.
But actually, by the time we walked the dog and came back and everything's back up. So.
But more interestingly, though, this is what I was seeing on VL Twitters, is that if you have one of those like Google Nest and you like use the alarm to wake you up in the morning, guess what's not waking you up?
So okay, since you mentioned that, well, I got to say, I don't know what you call this, and now it's gone. Okay, so if you go to Twitter, I use the web interface, and so there's this "What's Happening" panel over on the side, and it's like. It's all stuff about the CIA and New York and blah, blah, blah. But earlier, actually, let me see if it's still in here. One of the things that was, I think of this as trending, I guess. So one of the things that was trending was Hotmail. And I'm like,
Hotmail.
And so when I went to it, it was just never ending. Yeah, if you just search Twitter for Hotmail right now, you will see this. It's like, it's every Bing, Hotmail, and Firefox user right now, hashtag Google down, and then it's some celebratory meme video or GIF or whatever, and it's like
Hotmail.
Yeah, well, yeah, because in other words, like it's like Simpson laughing,
right?
So, is this what the internet is like?
In other words, this is the
Google went down for 1 hour in the wee hours of Monday morning for us here in the East Coast of the United States, in the middle of the night for people in Seattle, and I guess in the middle of the day, unfortunately, if you're in Europe. But like for an hour, it was down for an hour, Brad. Like, and like this is when you, as a Hotmail loser, comes out of the woodwork or whatever.
This is
like,
what brings you up.
No, it's like this. I'm going to read a couple of these. It's like you laugh at me all the time. This is all caps for having a Hotmail account. Guess what? I'm emailing. Oh wait, I can't read. It's profane, but he's like, what? It's like it's a rare day I get to boast about still having a Hotmail account. Hashtag Google down. What? Are you serious? You've been holding on to this.
This is the grudge.
Waiting for Google to go down for any amount of minutes so you could brag about having a Hotmail account. Oh God, what is wrong with the world?
The hilarious part of this is that. Europe, some of the European countries were having Microsoft 365 issues this morning as well.
Great.
So,
I mean, I'm waiting for the guy who's like, this is why I store everything on a USB key. This is why I still use IMAP. This is why I don't let Google have any of my data.
I download all my emails to tape.
Is why. This is. I don't understand this attitude. I find that to be very strange. You're celebrating the outage of a cloud service that you don't use?
I think that's the internet in a nutshell.
That really sucks, dude. I mean, I don't know. You should look it up. It's crazy, like how much of it there is. People bragging about having a Hotmail. Like, a picture of a skater falling and another skater celebrating. Guess which one Hotmail is in this scenario? Who's laughing at us now? You people shamed us for still having a Hotmail account.
Wait for the Alta Vista crowd to show up, or maybe the Yahoo email. Well, I guess that's owned by Verizon now.
Is it? Who knows?
I don't know.
Yahoo. Okay, Yahoo.
Anyways, other security-related things. If you use SolarWinds, there's been some
Hey, thanks for taking down democracy.
I was gonna
You
say
and
you've
Facebook.
got some patching to do, and like the government came out and said patch now or forever hold your peace, because you've already been compromised probably since March. So
Yeah,
yeah,
God. I mean, this is one of those things. Like the point behind Microsoft 365. No, that's not really true. But one of the points is that you get hopefully what are best of breed solutions from one supplier. They're all integrated, and you pay one bill, and that's the whole thing. But a lot of people like to source different services from different places, and you'll have like a note taking app over here, a meeting collaboration thing here. You'll have a document storage thing over here. And, obviously there are benefits to both approaches, but the problem when you have like 17 different suppliers of services is every one of them is the weak link in the chain,
yeah.
and that's what happened here. I think basically it's like I think governmental suppliers were the path into these
Yeah, it was
systems.
something like a binary upstream that they used and then signed digitally to include with their product. Don't listen to us for hardcore security advice. This is what I've just been reading. And then they ingested that into their workflow and said, okay, this is part of our product, which isn't all that unusual. But the problem was that was a compromised binary, and then they just distributed it to everybody. And they were basically the COVID of the software world.
The COVID of software.
Yeah, they went and sneezed on everyone.
I thought that's what Facebook was. Well, okay.
Oh yeah, maybe Facebook is probably a better acquisition. Yeah. What would Twitter be like? Just the Black Plague?
Twitter, the hangnail.
Well, in terms of like a populist perspective, it pretty much is compared to Facebook. I mean, Twitter's usage is like a rounding error for what Facebook does on a monthly basis.
Ranting as a service,
No, that's this podcast.
No, I mean, I don't know. There's something so mean-spirited in this that I just kind of disagree with. Like, I obviously can be cynical or sarcastic or whatever, but like people will sometimes say to me, like, I'll be ripping on Apple on Twitter or something, and it's like, why do you hate Apple so much? And it's like, man, hate is such a strong word, and I feel like we just kind of throw that around. But I'm looking at this Hotmail thing, again, it's like, guys, like, seriously, like, what is wrong with people? Like, anyway.
And it was down for an hour. Like it wasn't
It's crazy. By the way, Hotmail, it goes down.
Yeah. It wasn't. Well, the thing was,
when
it was just there.
We don't make fun of you for having a Hotmail account.
Oh, I might, but
well, someone. I mean, I'm sure someone does, but
yeah, it was just their I mean, but it was their authentication. Like Microsoft had that issue a couple weeks ago. I mean, they have a bunch, so everybody does. That's software, right? It just kind of.
I have two primary accounts, right? One is Google, and one is Hotmail. Actually, it literally is Hotmail.
Are you one of those users that are on Twitter that you're making fun of?
Yeah, actually, I was reading my own stream. No, I mean, it's only a weird moment of fate that I'm using Google primarily right now for email and stuff. It's just I over time tested different things with different domains and blah blah blah, whatever it was. And a year before I came on to BWW, I put paul@thurrott.com on Gmail, and our work uses Gmail or whatever it's called now, Google Workspace, and it just kind of made it easy to move that over. But I my other primary account is a custom domain that's still attached to my what is literally a Hotmail account that dates back to 2001, probably something like that.
Yeah, no, mine's. We have the G Suite for the emails, which is the one, and well, I guess I have one Gmail account, one Outlook. The Outlook is definitely my primary.
Yeah,
then our work email runs through G Suite, but then we use Teams. One day we're going to migrate fully over to Microsoft 365. It's just not happening today.
Yeah.
The email is just the last hanging fruit, and the only hanging fruit, I guess, on that tree at this point. So,
I don't know. Depending on who you talk to, like different people that we work with use different things, and we still have, you know what I mean? Like,
there's still Basecamp
type stuff, and
I don't think anybody's using G Drive.
No. I mean, no. Right. Actually, we're part of that problem I described earlier. We, depending on who you're talking to, we all have our different little tools that we like to use. So I'm sure we're just a security vulnerability waiting to happen. But he says publicly, for as if challenging somebody.
Please don't, please. 2020's been bad enough. But here we are. It's Monday. Hopefully everybody had... Ooh, what did I just do?
Dude, we're going to get a foot of snow this week.
Foot?
Yeah, like possibly more.
So, well, that sucks for
Wednesday.
you.
I think you're outside of this band.
Yeah, because I was going to say, it says right now, I'm assuming like Wednesday, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we have it's now 60% chance of snow on Wednesday, and I'm assuming that's...
You must be on the western end of this, whatever.
Yeah, what is it, like probably like a low pressure zone coming up right up the coast, I guess, would be my...
I don't know what it is anyway. This is unwelcome and unwanted.
Well, the good thing is, when this all does go down, you can go out and rant about Hotmail outside.
Wow.
Yep. So, wow, I did it again. There we go. Whoops. As a reminder, folks, today's podcast is sponsored by Security Unlocked, a new podcast from Microsoft. Check out the links in the description below or go to aka.ms/securityunlocked. And this time, I'm going to hit the right button, he says confidently.
1 for 3.